Hey everyone, I'm Ashley Eckstein, voice of Ahsoka Tano from Star Wars, and you are listening to the Magic Our Way podcast, and may the Force be with you.
Jumbo, everyone!
Harambe!
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast.
They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You are listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana. And on this show, we invite you to feel the libations.
Feel it, feel it!
We are artistic buffs talking about Disney stuff, and this is a show in which every opinion is welcome. MagicOurWay.com is where you can find us. For this show, we continue discussing Danny and Eli's May 2023 trip to Walt Disney World, thanks to Rachel. And look, this is your typical polished, practiced Pixie Dust and Disney podcast. No way. We are not in the parks every day trying to be one of the first to show you the closing of the Splash Mountain doors at Disneyland.
That's right, Kev. We're just here to drink, talk some Disney, and continue on with our tale of Disney magic and whoa.
That's right. That's right, because it just don't get no better than that.
My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
I'm Eli.
And I'm Rachel.
And as always, we hope everyone in Mohican Land had a great week. How's everybody doing in studio today?
Oh, man. Doing good. Doing good. We celebrated Friday on a Thursday this week, so yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Friday was rough, but Thursday night was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Thursday night I needed Thursday.
So speaking of libations is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. We drank a lot Thursday.
So you still had work on Friday.
Yes.
You just pretended on Thursday like you didn't?
Exactly.
Okay.
And 9 o'clock in the morning, that phone was ringing. And so was my head.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, after that next day, I had a little, like, reflex trouble for a bit. Some lady cut me off on the road while I was driving and stopped right in the middle of the street. And I was kind of like, whoa, what you doing? Turned out her kid threw a toy out the window, and she just stopped all the traffic in the middle of the street to go get
That's
the
a
toy.
good idea.
Yeah. I just looked at it. I forgot I wasn't at Disney or nothing where you could just, yell people like, oh, my bad, like over there. She was looking back. Like, I was like, what you doing, throwing the stuff? She was looking, you want something? I'm like,
If a mother's going out in traffic to go fetch a toy, for you don't want a piece of that mama.
Yeah, that mother bear is not happy.
And then later that day, we had to deal with something for this Wi-Fi antenna thing. Was in this building that's empty, right?
Yeah.
We're walking in there, and all of a sudden, I hear all these scratches and stuff. I kind of look, and like you can see under the desk, there's like these big, long feet with claws on them. Like,
Gremlins? You got gremlins?
oh man, I wish there was gremlins. I'd love to see that.
Told you to stop feeding those things after midnight.
Man, look, I need company.
Was it a puma?
No, it was
Oh.
a freaking vulture.
What?
Yeah,
Whoa.
a vulture like trapped in this building.
Was it like, oh, no.
No, this
Was it that vulture?
No, this was more like
Bugs Bunny vulture. For anybody
To be
that
turning around.
yeah, carrying
Only
them.
you could, Eli.
I thought I had flashbacks of Disney though. I just was like, I had flashbacks and like, I thought of like, Flights of Wonder.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh, that cute. This little vulture gonna come out.
I thought maybe you were about to say that after you saw the vulture, you got wet.
No.
Yeah.
Somebody spilled water on you.
Oh no! I thought he was gonna like snatch a doll out of my head or something. Then, then it flew up. It flew up and like perched itself like on this big piece of wood. I'm like, yeah, I ain't got no doll in my head or nothing, but I'm afraid if I trip, this thing's gonna fly right on my face and eat my eye. And so like I just told everybody in the area, I'm like, look, F this job right now. I just walked out. I just walked out the building. I'm like, yo,
Man, as much as y'all drank on Thursday, I figured the vulture would be like, hey, bro, you about to die?
I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't sober enough to accept that part of my reality happening.
No, the
right
vulture
there.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like how you thought that the way to get rid of a vulture is throw him $1.
I did, yeah. I thought I could put a dollar like in my hand, like
It's
facing
like
the
it's
door.
a strip club.
Animal Kingdom has lied to me all these
You
years.
can snatch it, just fly right out. Like, thank you, Mr. Man, and just fly right out the building.
You should have told him I know Guano Joe.
I should have.
Oh, that
That would have fixed all of that.
I didn't know what to think. I mean, once it perched itself high, like like Batman in a belfry or something, I was like, I'm done with this job.
You're just like, nope.
I can't do this. I just told the Wi-Fi guy, look, your equipment's in that closet.
That's
Just
funny.
go for it.
That's funny.
Any ornithological trouble at your job, Rachel?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, man.
My seniors finished yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday.
All right. Good for them.
nice.
Yeah.
So they're no
Yeah,
longer in school
so-
and everything's a
Good for
happy
them,
place
good
again.
for me.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you have to fail anybody?
No.
Oh,
Really.
well, there you go.
Thank
Good
you.
to
Yeah.
goodness.
It's always a good time when you don't have to worry about that. So you got everybody over the finish line.
Oh, man.
So
I
that
could
was
just
good.
see that. There's some crazy parents out there. Someone show up at your doorstep. Excuse me, I want to talk about little Jimmy's grade.
Yeah, no, we have been there for sure.
Oh, no.
I've had kids on, not at my doorstep, but I have had kids on the Friday. So the way it works at our high school, I don't know about other people, but we have finals yesterday, and then the kids have a whole week before graduation. They have like practice and senior week and stuff like that. And so I've had years where I've had kids Friday morning of graduation, so like 1 week after, that still have to turn in stuff. So we've had some kids cut it down to the wire, but not this year. I'm excited for that.
Well, good job.
Ooh,
Yes.
Yeah, that's pressure right there.
Yeah, seriously. I've had to like email the class advisors and be like, please release their cap and gown. They're going to go to graduation.
Nice.
Man. Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow. Yes.
Well, speaking of ornithological things, I didn't have any issues with it, but my week at work was pretty normal. But today, we're recording this on June 3rd. I actually went and watched, the family and I went and watched Little Mermaid, the live action.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
How
that
was it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, if you listen to the show enough, I'm not really a big fan of the live action stuff, but actually, kind of enjoyed this one. This took me back. There wasn't anything that happened in the movie that took me out of the story of Little Mermaid or interrupted what I knew to be the story of Little Mermaid. Other than maybe one thing, that I thought the pacing was a little slow. That's about it. But other than that, the story was still the story. They sang the songs pretty much close to how the originals were sung. Maybe with a couple little differences here and there, but it wasn't so much was like took me out of it.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I enjoyed it. The music's just great.
Yeah.
And the way they reorchestrated for this one is sounds even more awesome than the original.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even some of the new songs, they weren't too bad. There's one called Scuttlebutt, which is a new song, which is basically Scuttle and what's his name? Scuttlebutt?
No, his name is
No,
Scuttle.
just Scuttle.
Scuttle. Yeah, okay, yeah. So
They were
Scuttle
saying about his butt?
well, no, it's apparently Scuttlebutt's like another synonym for gossip in that world.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sebastian
Did
and
it go
talking
something
and
like, I like Scuttlebutt and I cannot lie?
yes. The other birds can't deny.
Yeah.
This juicy. No, but
Yeah.
it's cool. Has anybody watched it here yet?
No, I've checked it out, the reviews, but all I've seen is mostly negative reviews. But man, paying attention to reviews anymore is like paying attention to the news. Like it used to be like, oh, if something was reported, like, okay, you take it to the bank. Now you really understand that news is kind of biased one way or the other, no matter what you do. Reviews are kind of the same thing now. Like
Yeah.
I heard this movie was bad, but then also heard it was getting review bombed. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's like I'll just see it when I see it.
I heard that Halle Bailey, I heard that she did a fantastic job. And I also heard it was a little slow, like you said.
Yeah. The pacing was definitely slow. Yeah. She sang the out of it,
Yeah, I heard she was
She
incredible.
did really, really well. So the only thing they were missing, not to spoil anything, but in case you're expecting it, is this going to bother anybody if I say this?
No.
No.
They didn't have the French dude try to cook Sebastian. I was expecting that. I wanted the Zut de l'eau. I missed one. I was ready for that. I was ready for like a Will Ferrell cameo or something. Yeah.
Oh
that
my
guy.
gosh.
Some weird
That would've been
celebrity you would
awesome.
never have noticed is like, oh God, he's the cook. And you just, Sebastian's just running around.
I could have seen John Lovitz in that role.
Yeah, love it. Or
That would have been a good role for him.
anybody, even Ryan Reynolds, maybe. I don't know. Would have been interesting.
That's a bummer they don't have that part.
Yeah, I think because they added some other extra songs, they just left that one out.
So
I'm
were
like,
the animals like? Because I mean, when I see Flounder and I see Sebastian, they look,
well, they look like real fish.
Yeah, exactly.
Sebastian,
and it's hard for them to emote. I would think with them looking like actual crabs and actual fish and actual
Yeah, that's
birds.
the thing. And the funny thing about Sebastian is he's still red. And
Okay.
I'm like, I've seen a lot of crabs.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they're red after they're cooked
True.
because of the iodine and all that when they're boiled and heat up. And I'm like, why is
Yeah.
Sebastian red? Is he cooked? And it was like that in the cartoon. I was wondering about that too. I was like, Sebastian's cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's true.
Maybe it's like a lifestyle choice under the sea that you can get like, dye jobs or something
That
like
could
that.
be, yeah. Maybe it's his choice. Yeah, you get modified. That's what the kids call it. They got themselves modified.
Right.
But just want to give a quick shout out to Aquafina and Lin-Manuel Miranda for hitting the triumvirate, the doing their trio of jobs for Disney with this movie.
Wow, when you said Aquafina, I was like, did we get a new sponsor?
No, not the water. The Aquafina, the actor. Well, because this is her third job for Disney, right? So she did this one. She did Shang-Chi's buddy, and also she was the voice of the dragon in Raya the Last Dragon.
Who the hell is Aquafina? That's a real thing?
Yeah,
This is a person.
she's
That's
an Asian rapper, actor.
I thought she was a comedian.
Comedian, maybe? I don't know who she is. I never heard of her until
You
she
saw
started showing up at
Shang-Chi?
Disney's.
You saw Shang-Chi, huh?
Yeah.
I'm holding out for Dasani, the rapper.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I like Zephyrills.
I'm waiting for H2O to come out breaking
Yeah.
down. Yes.
No, but yeah, so Lin-Manuel, the same thing. He hit his 3. He had Moana. He has songs in this and Encanto and stuff. So.
Mary Poppins.
Oh, yeah, Mary Poppins. Yeah, so he
sure.
went above and beyond. So.
That's true. You defend him very well. I remember what
Manuel? Yeah,
you
he's
were
pretty
like,
good.
that man's carrying him. He's carrying it.
Yeah, he is.
I hear you.
Well,
No,
guys, I hope you enjoyed that mini review. It's like 2 shows in one. Maybe
Bonus.
Wait, we got another thing to talk about. So 3.
Three.
Yes, 3 things.
All right, guys, look, enough of that jibber jabber. Let's go make some magic. All right, guys, so that music means it is time for a travel agent segment. And if you're any fan of Disney World, you knew that the whole Disney dining plan thing was released, all that news.
Yes.
And so, yeah, we were going to talk a little bit about it. So I'll turn it over to Rachel to give us the scoop, man. What's happening with this thing?
Yeah, so this week was crazy for Disney travel. On Wednesday, Disney World opened up 2024 package bookings. This usually always happens around this time of year. It's actually really normal. But yeah, so Wednesday packages opened, and the day before on Tuesday, all the travel agents were all abuzz on my Facebook feed about like, what time are you getting up? What time are you getting up? What time are you going to look for packages? And the consensus was that pretty much anybody who has any experience with these things wasn't going to wake up early or try early at all because it was guaranteed to be a disaster.
Of course.
So that is the approach I took, was like, this is guaranteed to be a disaster. I'll just watch it from afar. And then once the dumpster fire goes out, I'll swoop in and get my stuff. In the morning when the packages were released, immediately the site crashed and you couldn't get in and you couldn't load anything. And some people who were already in could grab some things, but then they got kicked out before they could check out. And the pricing was wrong at first, like wrong, way too high, like ridiculous too high. Anyway, so that was a mess. And then around Wednesday afternoon, like 2:00 Eastern or so, things like got fixed and it opened back up.
You know, Rachel, I heard that there were vultures in the server room. Any confirmation on
That's it.
on that?
That would be a great excuse. I think Disney wishes they had that kind of excuse.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, for real, every single time one of these things releases, this happens. I don't know. I can't explain it. So anyway, by the time the dumpster fire went out, I popped into the system and got everybody the pricing and the quotes that they were looking for. And a couple people knew exactly what they wanted, so I could just put those things on hold. So if anybody out there, if you all are interested in booking a 2024 Walt Disney World package, they are open now. There's plenty of availability. However, there are some really good reasons to book early. The first one is that it's only a $200 refundable deposit. It's refundable up until 30 days before you travel, and that's when the rest is due. Mm-hmm. So you can lock in your pricing, lock in exactly what you want. It's not a huge investment up front, and then you can figure out how you want to pay the rest. I can do payments, like we could get you on a budget plan. We could pay it all at the end, however you want to do it. But booking early gives you time to plan those kinds of things, which is really nice. The other reason to book early is that if prices go down, I can always add a promotion. And that's something I'm always on the lookout for too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like my favorite mornings are when promotions come out and I get to email people that I just saved them hundreds of dollars. Like it's
not on your car insurance, but on your Disney vacation.
Yeah. That's really fun. And people always get really excited. So that's a fun part of the job. So those are some reasons to book early. Another good reason to book early this year is that the dining plan is back. We talked about that. And so that helps the trip be a little bit more all-inclusive, which is really nice. Booking with me is at no extra cost to you. And I always say to people, like, it's no additional cost to book with a travel agent. You're actually paying for it already in the package price. Like, Disney includes our cost in the package price, whether you use one or not. So you might as well have somebody who can help field questions, or, I can even just be someone who processes your payments, and that's it. Like, if that's all you want is to just help support the show a little, some comes back to the show, and you just want to do that and then do the rest yourself, that's totally fine. But if you want more than that, I can do more than that too. I have clients all the way up to what Danny talked about, where they want me to help them with lightning lanes, and they want more advice and help with dining reservations. I would say the bulk of people fall somewhere in between, where they want, an outline of touring plans. They want me to help them get dining reservations, because who wants to wake up at 6 a.m. 60 days before your trip?
Not me.
Yeah, so that's most people. But, really what I do is about communicating with you. And if you want less, that's totally fine. And you just want to support the show, we love that.
Yep.
If you want all the way up to, the kind of help that I gave to Danny, and we kind of communicate back and forth, and we can do that too. So it's all about what you want. Yeah. Making that magic together.
I mentioned this when the news broke that the dining plan was going to be coming back. And I just want to reiterate it one more time. Planning dinner reservations in 2024 is about to get a whole heck of a lot harder.
Yeah.
People will be buying this dining plan as part of their vacation package, because people honestly believe that Disney provides the dining plan to help guests save a little money. And that's not entirely true.
It could be true. It depends.
And that's why you need a travel agent to kind of go through it and say, what are you trying to do? What restaurants are you going to do? A bunch of 2-credit restaurants, because you probably don't want the dining plan at that point
probably
in time.
Not.
Exactly. You have kids that are under the age of 10. Oh, dining plan's perfect for you. So it's not going to be a one size fits all kind of thing. It's going to work for some people. It's not going to work for other people. So having a travel agent to help you get those reservations, like, they have access to like apps that give you dining reservation alerts that they have to pay for, that you get for free.
Right.
I mean, you pay for it yourself, but I'm assuming you're already spending enough money on Disney vacation as it is. So it helps to have somebody there that can tell you, well, you really want to do that, because you probably don't need that then if you're going to be doing this.
Yeah. I booked my first trip without a travel agent. To be honest, I really thought that travel agents were like an old school thing. Like, those were the people who had the offices in your downtown, and the pictures of the all-inclusive, like Club Med. Everybody remember Club Med? From back in the day? Like, that's what I thought of. So I remember when I booked our first trip, I was like, who needs a travel agent? And then I learned a little bit more about it and the ways that the industry has changed. And it's now that the cost is factored into your trip anyway, it's like, why not have a person who's just like available if you have a question? Or I remember I like labored over our touring plans for our first trip, like what ride would we hit first, then what. I would have loved to have somebody to send that spreadsheet to and be like, hey, what do you think? I just want your feedback. Like, that would have been awesome. And I love doing that for clients, because I love that they're really interested and invested in making their day the best. And then I love to help them plus it, like make it as good as it can be. So anyway, it's just helpful to have an ally. This week, I had a couple of things come up with people that are just totally unforeseen. So one person had a cruise booked, an Alaskan cruise, and they realized that their passport wasn't going to make it in time. And so I was able to help them get a passport in time. Ooh. I think about all the times I've had a flight canceled, and it stinks to be the person who is calling the airline to try to get a new flight, and calling Disney to try to get a night refunded, and calling the rental car. And like, it would be so nice to have somebody else to help me. And that's me for you. Yeah. And so it doesn't hurt.
I have a question. So say you're like me, a DVC person. So I got my hotel covered. But I don't want to do anything else. Is there some kind of service where it's a fee thing that you have that you could do for people like me?
Yeah. So you don't want to go to the parks? Is that what you mean?
No, I'd want to go to the parks and the dining.
Oh.
I just, the hotel's like, you don't really have to book the hotel or a package for me, because I already got a room, right?
Right. So I sell tickets only.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So if you just book your tickets with me, it's the same deal. You get the same level of service, Kevin, just for tickets.
That's beautiful. That's awesome. I love it.
Same.
Yeah. Tickets only for sure.
That's good to know. Good to know.
I'm telling you, she's like a best friend, an accountant, a cheerleader at times. I mean,
eye in the
You
sky.
can do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have like, I'm done. I can't go anymore. It's like,
Eat
no.
more sushi. No, for real. You eat as much
Yeah.
sushi or as little sushi as you want.
Oh,
That's
you should have been here Thursday.
Whoa.
But no, seriously, I think what the problem is that most people just don't believe it. It's too good to be true.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many people I run into, and I bring it up to them. It's like, first thing you do is get travel. Yeah, but how much is that going to set me back? It's free. Yeah, but how much do they take out? No, it's free.
It's like
they
for real
just
free, yeah.
don't believe it.
Yeah. No, I hear you. But speaking of 2024, let's talk a little bit about what we learned, because this is, now that it's released,
Groundbreaking.
we learned some things.
Yes.
So the first thing that is sort of an across the board reaction from travel agents is that prices have not gone up that much. I'm happy to report.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a huge price increase, which is really nice. I don't know what I expected, but it makes me feel like when Bob Iger says in shareholder meetings that he's worried about the aggressive pricing strategy, that he meant it.
Promising, yeah.
Yeah, that he meant that the increases had been too much in his opinion. And so it seems like they have not doubled down on that they are kind of they're not decreasing prices, although we'll talk about a decrease in a minute, but they are just kind of keeping it level.
We're catching up to the increase.
I think so, a little bit.
yeah.
A little. So that was good.
I
Good
want
news.
to say this too. Like, one thing that you've seen a lot of on TV is there's a Disney commercial like every 10 minutes. It seems
Yeah,
like if
that's
I'm watching
true.
under Chapek, you barely ever saw a commercial. Under Iger again, I mean, the marketing machine is just going.
So let's talk about the changes. So the last time we had the dining plan was in 2020, and that was before the pandemic shut down the parks. And then when the parks reopened, they had discontinued the dining plan. So those are the prices that we have last to compare to. So in 2020, the quick service dining plan was $55 per night for an adult and $26 per night for a child. The new pricing is $57 per night for an adult. So that's an increase of $2. And a child is $23.83 per night, which is actually a decrease of almost a little over $2 a night. So that's interesting.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. So then that's quick service. The Disney dining plan, which is your one table service, one quick service credit, and one snack per night. It's all based on how many nights you stay. People ask that all the time. Like, is it per day of my tickets? No, it's per night of your hotel stay.
Right. And everyone has to do it, right? It can't just be one person. The whole
Yeah.
group has to do it.
The whole group has to do it, and it has to be for every night you stay. But one way to kind of get around that, I've done it before with my family. You can do like a split stay. Like some people my family likes to do split stays in general, just like 3 nights at this hotel, 3 nights at this hotel. And so you could do it for just one of those 3 night stays.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
smart. I like that.
That's booking outside the box.
It is. Yes. So the Disney dining plan that has the table service, the quick service, and the snack, that one in 2020 was $78 per night for adults and $30.51 per night for children. And this year, the new one is $94.28 for adults and $29.69 for children. So it went down about $1 for children, but then up quite a bit for adults.
Right.
So I don't know why that one dining plan, the adult Disney dining plan, went up so much more than the others, but that one is where we're seeing the increase. I have to imagine that it has something to do with adult table service prices in general going up so
Yeah.
much.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if you start to see prices continuing to go up to kind of justify the dining plan.
Yeah.
So the adult dining plans do include an alcoholic beverage with your meal, both quick service and the Disney dining plan. And at a table service restaurant, it would include like a cocktail if you're sitting down at the table. And so that is an additional value. But keep in mind that the child dining plan, I put up air quotes there for those of you that are audio. The child dining plan is ages 3 to 9. So if you have a 10-year-old or older, they're an adult price, even though they obviously can't order
Oh
alcohol.
boy, so
That
they can
hurts.
get drinks too.
Yeah, that's when the dining
Seriously.
plan, it becomes a per person thing. Whether or
Yeah.
not that is, I said it before, it's not a one size fits all kind of thing.
No, you're right.
It's kind of a no brainer if your child's under that age. If they're like 11, but they still have the appetite for nuggets and pizza, but you're paying
Yeah.
$89 for them to have miso soaked salmon over at the
Yeah,
California
right.
Grill. Well, you probably went down the wrong path.
Well, their taste gonna change that day. I'll tell you that.
So that's just some like rundown of some basic information about 2024 and 2024 packages. The tickets seem to be very similarly priced. I haven't heard people noticing a bunch of increase. I haven't noticed a lot of increase in the stuff that I've quoted. So that's good overall. And I think people are pretty excited about this dining plan. I've definitely had a lot of client excitement about the dining plan coming back. So I'm interested. I think we talked about how we want to do a more in-depth show on the dining plan and redo that. Like, is it worth it for a trip? And so I'm looking forward to that show because I think that's going to help me make the decision about whether or not my family gets it for our trip that's coming up in 2024.
Nice.
I agree. But like I said, I think it's going to depend on your situation.
So I know we talked before the last time we talked about the Disney dining plan about what Space 220 would be for credits. And right now it looks to me like it's going to be a 2-credit restaurant because it is listed as a signature dining location.
Mm-hmm.
And all the signature locations are 2 credits. Some other surprises with dining, Snow White's storybook dining at Artist Point. That was a single credit meal. It'll now be a 2-credit meal.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Which didn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Artist Point always used to be signature dining too. So that kind of fits. Akershus for lunch and dinner will also now be a 2-credit meal.
Wow.
That's a bit of a bummer.
Wow.
Yeah. So that'll be a 2-credit meal, but breakfast won't be. And so I feel like that breakfast is going to be the hottest ticket in town. Like getting that single credit princess breakfast at Akershus is going to be tough.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah. And we can wait till we get to the show where we actually break it down. But those 2-credit meals, I can't see a world in which that's worth it on the dining. Not for, especially when you're paying adult prices.
It made sense when they had that, the deluxe dining plan.
Oh, God, yeah. That was. But you know what? I got to be honest. We had the deluxe dining plan, and it was too much food. I couldn't eat that much. I loved it, but I couldn't eat that much. It was better in 2006, man. I'll never forget 2006. The adult dining plan was like, I want to say like $38 a person for an adult. Like for kids, it was even less. And you got the appetizer, you got the entree, you got the dessert, and you got the tip all included.
Yep.
Oof.
Can you imagine that? I mean, my God.
That was a good, good setup.
That's why it took me a long time when people were saying, no, the dining plan isn't worth bullshit. Y'all know y'all talking. And then we looked into it at one point in time, and then I started to see how little by little they had whittled away a lot of that value. And then you could see where it was worth it in some instances, but not worth it in all instances. So it just depends on you and your family.
Mm-hmm.
So 2024, after January 9th, is when it kicks in. And I'm interested to see if the food at the festivals is different.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And not different in terms of the food itself, but like what they include as a snack, quote unquote.
Oh, right.
That'll be the Festival of the Arts, which will be the first kind of like canary in the coal mine about how those are going to work.
Oh, wow. Really well stated there. And I'll tell you, the other thing is that we're not too far away from finding out what they're going to do about advanced booking of Genie Plus.
I know. Yeah, there's still been no update on that.
Right. So little by little, it just kind of feels like it's Back to the Future.
Party!
So, wow. Well, I can't wait to see how this is all going to turn out.
Yeah, very, very exciting for sure. Yeah, I'm curious to do that show to see if it's maybe worth it again or maybe not. So who knows?
Yeah.
So real quick, if they want to book with you, Rachel, how can they do that?
Yes, please reach out. The best way to do that is to email me at Rachel, RACHEL, at magicourway.com. You can also call or text me. My number is 978-432-WISH.
Here we are on the Hub, our main topic segment of the show, and we are continuing the saga of Danny and Eli's trip to Walt Disney World in May 2023. So let me turn it over to Danny over here. And what are we talking about today?
We're talking about day 2 of our vacation.
Yay, day 2.
So I don't know if y'all remember, but the prior day was a full day. We didn't really get much sleep. We boarded a 6 a.m. flight. At most, I think we got about 3 hours of sleep, if that.
Yeah, and if you want to hear that whole saga, make sure you go to Magic Our Way show number 475, man, and check out day 1 of their trip.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So here we are. It's Friday. I wake up, it's around 8:30 in the morning, and I see Rachel's texted me, and she's got everything ready to go. Got Genie Plus, we got our Tron virtual queue, we got our first lightning lane selection, all that. And Rachel let me know that we had an early boarding group for Tron. So I asked her, okay, cool, what time do we need to be there about for? And before she can respond, I just fall right back asleep, man.
Oh, no.
Just exhausted. That 6 a.m. flight just did us all in.
Yeah.
So I wake up again, now it's 9:15 a.m., and I see that she's texting me back and like, yeah, your boarding group got called early. Pretty much, I think it was at the exact moment the park opened. Our group was one of the first ones called. So we're in our boarding window. I go to check. Everyone's still asleep. So to make sure everyone was up, showered, dressed, and into the Magic Kingdom within the next 45 minutes was not likely to happen.
Yeah, it's a trek in itself. Yeah.
Exactly. And not to mention, we had breakfast scheduled at the Grand Floridian Cafe for 10 a.m., and that was within 45 minutes, too.
Yeah, that's a bummer about those virtual queues is you just can't control it. I knew you guys would want a later one, so I took a breath before I hit the join button because I thought maybe we'll get a little later, but you just don't know. And then if you wait too long and they all fill up, then you don't get to do it. So, it's a crapshoot, and it was a bummer it worked out that way.
No, it was, but we were in group 8. So you would figure that that's at least maybe, gives us 30, 45 minutes to go ahead and play with. But it didn't work that way. So it was no biggie, though, because we could have made it, but I'd rather just not rush everyone out the door and come on, let's go. Reveille. I'm not even sure we're going to make breakfast at this point. Everyone else is still asleep. So I asked Rachel to go ahead and just purchase us individual lightning lanes in the afternoon for Tron, and then started the process of trying to get everyone moving. And Rachel even suggested, well, why don't you just bring your receipt from breakfast and try pleading your case with the cast member and that our boarding time conflicted with our breakfast reservation, which was a great idea. But Tron was the last ride that we absolutely had to experience on this trip. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't putting my hopes on finding some cast member with a sympathetic ear.
That's fair.
Not to mention, I'm an anxious guy to begin with, so I wanted to knock Tron out as soon as possible. I wanted to get the stress of doing the one thing that we need to do out of the way so we could play the rest of the trip by ear and just enjoy it. So anyway, we leave the Coronado and we're already running late for our breakfast at the Grand Floridian Cafe.
Awesome.
And we're taking, of course, the bus to get to the Magic Kingdom, then doing the monorail thing. And then when you do that, you got to go through the gates of the Magic Kingdom. Well, Emmy sets off the metal detectors, as she has been doing the entire trip. I forgot to mention that last time. She just kept setting off the metal detectors. Apparently, she had a battery connected to her cell phone that, for some odd reason, just kept setting off the metal detectors every damn time.
Oh, the worst.
And I don't know what the hell happened to Disney security, but some of those guys are just dicks. If Emmy or even Lily, because it happened to Lily one time, set off the metal detectors, they did not want you waiting anywhere near them. They expected you to vacate the premises immediately because it was of utmost importance to keep that area clear. That was all that mattered. Not you staying with your kid, not you making sure everything was cool. No. You needed to get out of there. They had to stay. And I get that to some extent, but if the kid is setting off the metal detectors, there are their minds thinking that a parent is just going to walk off while their kid is being pulled aside, searched through their bag and everything like that. And B, some of those guys weren't very nice about how they asked you to clear the area. Security or not, you're still a Disney cast member. Maybe try asking nicely before you get to your big boy voice, I don't know if you remember that, E, but we're at the monorail getting the contemporary.
Yeah, that's what
the guy was out of the area, clear the area. And I think it was Em and my mom that got stopped that time.
Yeah.
And the guy was just being a complete dick about it. The people working airport security were kinder than some of the folks we encountered with Disney security. So
that's saying a lot.
They took their sweet ass time emptying out every single pouch and pocket in Emmy's bag and making us even later. I waved to Anna and Eli and I said, just go. We're late enough. Y'all go catch the monorail. Because the monorail, I saw it pulling up right there. I'm like, y'all just go. We'll meet up with you. Fortunately, we were able to get out of there and we tore off running and we just narrowly got into the car that Eli and Anna were in before they took off. And we finally get to the Grand Floridian Cafe for breakfast. And I gotta tell you, man, it's a great breakfast and not all that expensive by Disney standards. Eli even picked up the cost of the entire meal.
Yeah.
Hey!
Did anybody get the Benedict flight?
The Benedict flight?
Oh, no. I'm
intrigued by
that.
this now.
Oh,
No.
Maybe it's not on the menu anymore. I'll have to look. But that used to be their breakfast menu claim to fame was an Eggs Benedict flight.
Oh, you know what?
Benedict.
See, my thing is I just like a standard traditional like scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage, hash browns. That's me. It's just my breakfast thing.
Same.
But as the trip went on, and because we always had a breakfast scheduled, I remember thinking, you know what? I should have been mixing this up. So I didn't even think to look for that flight. I need to think about that because I'm definitely going to go back there because that was a worthwhile breakfast.
I don't think I've ever been.
Yeah.
I'm curious now.
Oh yeah, dude. The breakfast was great. Our
Very
waitress
good.
was wonderful. She had a great sense of humor. She had, you know how you're on a Disney vacation, you get asked like 20,000 times, anyone in your party have any allergies? And finally I just said, yeah, I'm highly allergic to the bill. and she thought that was pretty funny. She played with us a little bit, gave us some tips like, what are y'all riding? Oh, Tron, and do this. And the drinks were great. I had the Chipotle Bloody Mary, which
Ooh.
I enjoyed even more than the Wasabi Bloody Mary at Ohana, which up until that point was my favorite. Eli and Anna both, they had like the grand mimosas.
Yeah.
And Eli had a strawberry affixed to his champagne flute that was like the size of a tennis ball.
Yeah.
Nice.
They must have used whatever potting soul Rocket used for Groot to grow that sucker because that thing was huge.
No, it's hydroponics.
And the lady was teasing like, oh my God, you're going to have a meal off it. But Eli was like, I don't eat strawberries, man. Help me out. I'm like, I don't eat strawberries. So he had to leave the strawberry there. He was making the strawberry talk.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, Emmy, don't you want this? She's like, no, thank you. Yeah, and I took it. I took the top of the bottom. I was like, come on, somebody eat me.
Like a Canadian in South Park.
Jim
Yeah.
Henson over here was
Yeah.
working the strawberry.
I was letting my Muppeteer come out.
There you go.
So Anna and Lily split once they finished eating because they had side-by-side manicures and pedicures over at the spa. That was my my Mother's Day gift to Anna. And Eli, Emmy, and I hang out at the cafe. We have a few more libations, and then I think we went and checked out the gift shops too. But after about an hour, we went to go get Lily from Anna at the spa because Anna was staying for an hour-long hydrofacial, which was the second part of her Mother's Day present because she time with kid, but more importantly, time alone.
So yeah,
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like Mother's Day, mothers want to be alone. Father's Day, it's like, okay, what are we doing, family? Mother's Day, it's like, there's my family time and there's my alone time.
yeah.
One thing I didn't realize until we got there, they changed the name from Senses to the Grand Floridian Spa.
Huh.
Like, which is kind of boring. Like, I don't even know how I didn't catch that because I booked the whole thing. I called them. I did that one myself because it was a Mother's Day present. I just thought it was like, I didn't want to bother Rachel with that. But I mean, for whatever reason, I just didn't catch it. I didn't catch that they
Much
changed the
longer
name.
name.
It is. And it's a very specific name. Like, Senses was like the middle point of the Polynesian and the Grand Floridian. So it was both of their spas. Like, we've stayed at the Polynesian plenty of times and walked right over to Senses. So I don't know. Anyway.
So they just dropped that name?
To my knowledge, yes. It's just the Grand Floridian Spa now. It's not Senses.
I wonder what it is at Saratoga. I wonder if it's a Saratoga.
I don't even think Saratoga's open.
The cruise ships still have senses?
They do, yeah.
I was going to say,
yeah.
when I did the last one, yes, it was definitely Senses.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah, and I did the Census Spa on our Alaska cruise last summer.
There you go.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous.
I know. I need
Like
to
fall right off the boat. You feel so good.
I need to do that one day.
Oh man.
do.
Man.
So we get Lil. The four of us head into the Magic Kingdom, and Rachel already has Peter Pan's flight just lined up for us. So boom, we knock that out first. Then we walk over to Small World, really just killing time until Anna can get there so we could all ride Tron. Now, I believe I said this in the last trip report, but the timing of our vacation couldn't have been any better in terms of crowds and wait times and restaurant availability. But the only issue preventing it from being the perfect timing to go to Disney was the damn heat. The heat was unbearable. When we got to Tomorrowland to wait on Anna, we were just desperate to get out of the sun for a while, and we found a bench in the shade. And across from us, there's this kid selling water. He's just baking in the sun. That kid looked just so miserable. No umbrella for shade, no hat, no sunglasses.
Maddox.
Yes. Didn't even have a stool to sit on, nothing.
Yeah.
So we're just sitting there, just trying to kill time. And I'm like, I strike up a conversation with the kid. We start talking about what Disney deems appropriate for cast members to wear in the sun, because I'm feeling bad for this poor kid. He's telling us about how picky Disney is in terms of what sunglasses and hats they're allowed to wear.
Yeah.
Really?
And umbrellas and stools, that's just out of the question. No fan, no nothing. They can wear sunglasses, but they can't be too dark, and the hat has to be a certain kind of hat. And it's so weird to me because I just remember, like, well, it wasn't that long ago that they relaxed their standards in terms of cast members having visible tattoos.
Yeah.
They let male cast members wear dresses and everything like that now, but for some reason, they give a about how dark your sunglasses are.
Can only go so progressive, Danny.
But you better not want progressive lenses.
Oh, yes.
or transitional lenses.
Well,
Yeah.
the transportation guys got stuff like that, right? They got glasses and hats. Stuff.
Yeah,
I
for
don't know
sure.
how they get away from it. That poor kid was in pain. And ask Eli. We talked to him for a little bit.
Yeah, he has one of the cruelest jobs ever. To have
Cruelest or coolest?
Cruelest.
Okay.
Think about it. It'd be like
You couldn't pay me enough to do that job.
Yeah. Be like, imagine if
I'd
you
be
were
dead.
if you were in the desert.
Yeah.
But you had like a whole gallon of water, Gatorade, but you can't touch it.
Huh.
You can't drink it.
That's why I think that they do it. Is that way you look at this kid and see how hot and miserable he is. He looks like he's about 10 seconds away from passing out from heat stroke. And you're like, I better buy some water.
No kidding. I was thirsty for him.
I was too.
I was like, dang, because he had to leak out his whatever the container
Yes.
was. He had to drain the excess water out of it. I was like, man, and I already had like a cool drink already, and I was like, man, I'm thirsty again. Just sitting up there watching poor Maddox.
Oh,
I hope
Maddox.
he gets lots of breaks.
I hope so too.
Shout out to Maddox.
He ended up having
Yeah.
to leave the cart. Like, I think there was something wrong with his cart.
Yeah,
and
like
they needed to go ahead and fix it or something. But anyway, on our rise, we head to Tron. So a couple of things about Tron Lifecycle Run before we talk about the actual ride itself. The process of digitizing you inside of the grid or into the grid is really kind of lame.
Oh, yeah? Really?
It's very lame.
Okay.
There's no real explanation of what's happening. You basically stare at a screen
Okay.
Yes.
full of moving digital shapes. They kind of look like a giant screensaver
Okay.
Digital highway.
that ultimately just it zooms in like you're jumping the light speed, and then it stops. The screen fades away, and you're staring at the launch chamber of the ride.
Yeah.
This is why when you asked me if we get digitized on my review, I was like, yeah. Yeah, I think
Makes sense
so.
now.
That's the first movie. The digitization scene is so memorable because you watch his fingers disappear one by one and
Yeah,
everything like that.
yeah.
So it was such a memorable scene that it's like, oh my god, how did they do this to you? It's kind of like when I hear Tron, it's like I think of when you go to Diagon Alley. Like, how did they make the brick wall move? How did they get you into that platform 9 3/4 and stuff like that? And come to find out, they really don't do any of that. But they make sounds and whatnot. But this was even lamer because after a couple of seconds, it turns back into a projection screen again. And that's it. You've been digitized into the grid.
It is a cool reveal of the inside, though.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's a really nice lawn shape.
Oh, that's
It's
okay,
huge.
that's
That
good.
queue is. I mean, that area is just huge. Like once you're in there, the Daft Punk music is going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which you probably
Yeah.
enjoy, yeah.
Yeah. I'm
That's
definitely.
cool.
I'm definitely. I knew what the title of the songs were. I was like, oh man, I've really listened to that soundtrack way too much.
I don't know if y'all realize this or not, but like while we're sitting in line, I think the Disney, like what is it? Is it Snapchat? The photo filter?
Oh, in the app?
yeah,
yeah.
is racist.
Oh God!
Oh, no, yeah?
Go ahead.
Yes, because
Go
you
ahead.
would do like find your inner Disney villain. There was me, and I was Dr. Facilier, and there was Anna, and she was Ursula, and there's Lily, and she's Maleficent, and there's Emmy. We do it to Eli. We do not see this person.
I have no villain.
There's no inner
Oh.
villain. Either that, he's just such a nice guy. I don't know
Just
what it
that
is. but
perfect.
Oh, I
It
did
would
that app.
not-
Yeah.
Give him a villain. He
Oh,
could
It
not.
wouldn't pick him up?
Nope.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
that
Well,
pick
we
him
were
up.
because we were going down the ramp, so the
pretty
area is
dark
pretty
in there,
It's pretty
but-
dark, but
yeah.
But still,
I do blend it. I did
Make
mention
allowances,
that.
right?
yeah, you were the knight.
I did, but I did say that in the last show. I happened to do blend in with darkness kind of
Yes.
good. So,
Well, to be
but
fair, Eli, last time I did that app, I was Ursula.
You look like an Ursula.
Yeah, I do.
he tried a couple of times on me. He's like, "Come on, stay closer," and I was like, "Okay." And he tried it. I was like, "Yeah."
Because he said it. He's like, man, that racist.
Yeah.
I said, no, stand here. And I'm holding the phone up to him like, I guess you're right.
Yeah. They don't want me here. Don't want me here.
Second thing you should know is that they really go out of their way to put over just how intense this ride is.
Yeah?
And the need to completely empty your pockets of any and all possessions. So much so that I'm the only one who boarded the ride with the cell phone, which probably explains why our picture on that ride has not shown up yet.
No.
Everyone else stuffed everything they were holding, everything in the pockets, into the lockers. Emmy went overboard because she locked everything in her possession, including the card key that she needed to open the locker. All of that went into the locker.
no.
So when we unloaded, she had to get a cast member to come help her because you needed the room key to open up the locker, or you at least needed to grab another little side key if you had no room key.
But the first cast member lied to her. He was messing with her, remember? Because we all came up to the guy and was like, "Yeah, I don't know how to get to you." He's like, "Well, whatever team you are, we're not helping you." And
Yeah.
like, I guess you're just stuck here.
And I remember saying to Emmy, I was like, Emmy, this is a grid. there's no rules here.
Yeah. It's digitized, bro.
Right, exactly. It's
That we
ones
can
and
do.
zeros now. It's all gone.
It's all gone, man. Somebody's got your identity. Sorry.
But I gotta say, I loved riding Tron. Like, a lot. That takeoff, zooming under the canopy, it's
Yeah, that's
awesome.
cool.
That's awesome.
It's short, but it's awesome. But it's short. Kind of like Cosmic Rewind. I couldn't really tell what was supposed to be happening on the ride.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, like, they made a big deal about us capturing energy gates, but then, like, a yellow light cycle crashes to the side of us, and so I guess we were racing at some point. I don't remember. I don't know how it happened. I wasn't looking at a screen. I have no clue. But I didn't see any other light cycle on the track up until that one last end scene. And the ride's roughly about a minute long.
It's fast.
I mean, they call it 2 minutes on the official site, but some of that is just them moving you into place to launch you and then moving you into place to unload you.
Right.
Seven Dwarves Mine Train is a pretty short coaster, and it's way longer than Tron. It's not even close.
No.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like I wasn't even uncomfortable at all on the ride, even though they bend you all the way down. So I was not uncomfortable at all in that light cycle. I didn't get any motion sickness, so I think they could have given us a little bit more ride.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, my main takeaway from me is that, man, Tron flies. I mean, it's seriously fast. And when you're going sideways underneath that canopy and you're looking down at the people, it's such a cool sight.
Yeah, it was scary.
I think there's more to see on the ride than there is to see in Cosmic Rewind. I feel like I was staring mostly at space on Cosmic Rewind, where I felt like there was at least shapes or
The
something.
screens are around there.
The
You
big
can see
gates or
what's
whatever.
going on.
There's a little bit more to look at. But there again, I could have just been looking in the wrong location. Maybe I should have been looking that way at that screen and that screen. I don't know.
No, there's no way. Like, when you get in that thing, first of all, I was just glad I could fit in the thing.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
If
like
you guys could fit, I could fit.
Easy as pie. Like,
Yeah.
I really thought it was going to be a complicated process. It was not.
Yeah, like Rachel described it pretty good. I
That's
mean,
good.
like once you're figuring out how to navigate, that's what's really all tricky about it, right? Like there's arrows that point you the way you're supposed to go, and like he and I like rode side by side, so I'm like, okay, I think I got to get over here. There's arrows. I'm gonna go on this side, but yeah, once you're in and you kind of tuck your feet in, that's the key. Once you tuck your feet in and you just trust that your legs are just pressed against the thing, yeah, it's cake. You just pull the handles and you're just in there.
There's that kneeling moment of trust.
Yeah.
There's,
Yes.
It's almost like praying at church. You
It's-
kneel in trust.
Yeah, you just gotta hope it works. And then like the cast member comes by and says, pull on the handle, because you're like, oh yeah, I don't want to fall off this thing, and you're locked in it. You can feel the little thing on your back. It's not bad though.
No, not bad at all.
It's very comfortable.
The only awkward and uncomfortable thing is having to turn to Eli, and we're both flat faces
Yes.
down and having to have a conversation with your friend like, I've never looked at you like this
Yes.
before, but hey, how's it
like,
going there?
I've never felt so much closer to any human being in my life, like in this vulnerable spot. And he's right. The ride itself, it's intense. There was one moment I'm screaming my head off while we're like, because once you start, that's it. You're gone.
What a takeoff,
I
yeah.
swear there's a point where gravity just does not matter, because I felt my glasses kind of
Leaving
like
your
leave
face.
my face. Yes. And I was like, whoa! And, but it was
Could
like,
you reach up and catch it?
yeah, I could,
okay,
because
good.
I mean, you just don't handle.
Yeah, you
I didn't
got
know
the
if you
handlebars.
could
Yeah.
not let go of the.
No,
Yeah,
you
you
can
can
just
let
let
go
go
of
of
the
the handlebars, and I was like, whoa! And then I just kind of made it, but my glass was like, yeah, we're still here, but like I had it, and I was like, woo! And then, but I still flipped out, and then there was one part I felt the blood in my face leaving. Like
gosh.
Like I was like, oh, my head, oh, like you ever? This is an old movie. You ever seen Scanners? Where
Oh, yeah, that
guy
the
that
person.
explodes. Yeah.
That's what it felt like. I was like, woo! But then, right when I felt that sensation, boom, the ride was over. Like,
Oh wow, really?
yeah. So it was like, oh man, I could do that again. So yeah, it's very intense. I mean,
No,
once
it's-
you're out the gate, baby.
I think I liked it a little bit more than I liked Cosmic Rewind, but I need to ride them again. I need to ride them again and experience them both again, because it was just too quick, too short, too much of a, hey, let me just, let's do it, as opposed to let me experience it. I think you and Anna were a little bit more partial to Cosmic Rewind, which is why
yeah.
I know I need to do it again, but that takeoff is one of the best. Like, I put that above Rock and Roller Coaster any day of the week.
Oh yeah, no,
gotta be,
you're
yeah.
gone, and then just the sheer fact that they bring you outside,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you're just like, whoa, and it's even trippier when you're done with the ride, and then you're watching people flying above you when they're doing it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's always fun. You know, like there's no time to wave at people either. You know, like people like to be cute.
Yeah.
All these rides, and they're like, oh, look at me high. No, try don't play that with you. You just got to be ready to just scream your head off, whoop, and you're gone.
Gone.
But great ride.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great
man,
ride.
that sounds like fun.
So after that, we go to the Frontierland Shooting Arcade, which is now free. Hardly anyone was there.
Love it.
Oh, boy.
You can Rambo that thing.
Oh, yeah, dude. I was double fisting
Yeah.
the rifle, shooting targets with both hands. So much fun.
Yes.
Made sure that Eli got to experience that. Then we go to Big Thunder Mountain because that's Anna's favorite ride, which
Nice.
I think to me still holds up as the best coaster in the Magic Kingdom. Though.
Oh,
I mean,
it's
even
a
with
good
Tron,
coaster.
Big Thunder Mountain, my God, that's just, it's so great. After that, the plan was to head over to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train because that's Lily's favorite, which is why we bought the individual Lightning Lane access for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train because we were going to waste an hour standing in line. Unfortunately, it broke at around 2 and just never reopened the rest of the day.
Oh, no.
Haunted Mansion kept breaking throughout the day too, so that got us starting to joke around that maybe the backpack kid from Epcot was in the Magic Kingdom today, messing up the rides for the rest of everybody as well.
no.
Yeah. So we were getting hungry, so we started searching for table service. So we grab a few drinks, and I suggest, well, let's go to Be Our Guest. Well, we walk over there, ask if there's any availability. The lady says, sure. Are you okay with paying the $60 prefix price? I was like, wait, what? Since when does Be Our Guest have a prefix? This has never been like this before. And we just wanted a cocktail and something to snack on. So we ended up going to Columbia Harbor House instead, which was not all that good to me. I didn't care for Columbia Harbor House at all, which is sad because that used to be one of my favorites. But that was really when it started to get on my radar that, oh my God, this prefix menu thing, it's a real
deal.
thing.
Yeah.
Because if Be Our Guest is that, like a new Cinderella's Royal Table was kind of like that, new Storybook Dining was going to be like that, but I didn't know about Be Our Guest. But
well, your
Wow.
experience though at the Harbor House was really off because like you ordered some food, they
they
got
messed
it
up.
mixed
Yeah,
up.
they
Everybody
messed up
gave it to
my-
another family.
But even then, the shrimp tasted like there was like fried shrimp. There was more batter than shrimp, and then what shrimp was there was rubbery. I didn't even eat most of it.
Yeah, no, I will give them props on this though. They understood the fact that it was humid and really hot out there, so
Yeah.
I was just like, I didn't know if you could get refills there, but I just went to the one guy like, listen, I'm gonna die out there. I'm thirsty. I need a Sprite. Like, oh yeah, sure. And then right before we were gonna leave again, I said, look, y'all go ahead. I'm gonna get one more Sprite. I'm gonna get one more. And I went back, and this other cast member was pretty cool. Like, we got struck up a conversation about the heat. That's how hot it was.
It was hot.
out there.
crazy.
Yeah.
Damn hot.
All right.
Yeah.
So, but the good news is that we were right there for when Haunted Mansion reopened. So we got right in line. And as they're loading people in the Doom buggies, a guy steps onto that moving walkway to get into the Doom buggies. Somehow along the way, he loses his balance. He drops his hydro flask. It bounces off the walkway into the track of the Doom buggy, breaks the ride.
Yeah. Yeah. Couldn't see him. He ran.
Eli's like, what happened? Did somebody shoot somebody? Like, it was a loud bang. And I was like, no. Idiot over there dropped his hydro flask, just as bad as the backpack kid.
Yes.
Dropped his hydro flask, it rolled into the ride. Now it's stuck in the ride. Took him a little while, but they unlodged the hydro flask and got the ride removing again. So we didn't even have to get on lines. That was good. Got to ride Haunted Mansion. Love
Wait, did
that.
the Doom buggies just automatically stop?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Completely stopped.
Yeah, they
it was a
locked
complete
everything.
shutdown
I love
the
that.
minute it sensed something was on that track.
That's awesome. I love that.
But it's scary when you witness that.
Sure, yeah.
I thought somebody fell in the thing. Hey,
Those things are tanks.
Yeah.
They're so loud.
Oh, yeah. Next up, we hit Jungle Cruise. And while I still don't get the story about diversity and inclusion, the chimps are friggin' fantastic, dude. That is really an upgrade.
Yeah.
I've experienced it in Disneyland, experienced it in Disney World before, but really kind of taking the time to savor it. That's a great scene. That adds so much more than the natives with the spears and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with that, but whatever story they're trying to tell, that's lost on me. Anna reached her limit of the sun at this point in time. She had enough of it. You could look over there, and she had that 100-yard stare going like, this is not good. And Anna is not like I'm tan, Eli's black. Anna's clear. She's so white, she's clear.
She's translucent.
She's translucent, yeah. So she does not do well with the heat at all.
Right.
And she forgot the suntan lotion and all that stuff.
Yeah, she goes from white to red.
Red.
There's no in between.
Yeah.
And so we're like, all right, let's get out of here. We let Emmy and Lil stay in the Magic Kingdom, and Anna, Eli, and myself took the monorail over to the Enchanted Rose Lounge. We're like, let's calm you down, get you a cocktail, and the drinks over there are amazing. The service, not so much.
Huh.
I think
I can see that.
somewhere
I can see
in
that.
between there, like the server like moved sections but didn't hit the waiter that took over that we were now his table or something?
Because we had a girl at first.
Yes.
And then she's like, okay, I'm going to get someone to come. And then,
we got waters, but we didn't get drinks. She never came back for drinks.
Huh.
Yeah. So I had to go over to the bar to ask someone to come take our order, which got me into trouble with the host because I wasn't wearing any shoes.
That was funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
Wait, not at all? No shoes?
No shoes.
No
my
socks.
feet were, I told you before, I had blisters on top of blisters. My feet were hurt. Now, look, I was considerate. No, I made sure I went to the bathroom right out in front and I washed my feet off in the bathroom. I got some paper towels, wet them, went to the bathroom, started washing off my feet. I was polite. Come on, I've been walking around a theme park all day. I ain't going to subject the whole Enchanted Room lounge to the smell of my funky feet.
Yeah, it was. I didn't trip out. I mean, your wife tripped out.
Oh, she was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. I thought it was. I said, no, he's at home. He said, he's at home. He walks around bare feet in this house.
It's like I never wear shoes. I'm not wearing shoes now. I'm Fred Flintstone. I don't like wearing shoes.
That's not.
So
it's like Agador Spartacus.
Yes, that is me. Shoes make me fall down.
He was walking around freely. Like I was like, I hear you, boy. I hear you.
You do you.
Let
You
it
do
fly.
what you got to do.
But they were clean feet. They were washed. Anyway, I tell the bartender we need a server. And he asks, "Where are you guys sitting?" Now, I got to be delicate here.
Take your time.
Aside from the bartender, Eli was the only other black man in the bar. So it was the bartender I'm talking to and Eli, only other black man in the entire lounge.
Right.
But you don't want to say the table with the black dude.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm trying to point out our table. I point to Eli and Anna and I right there, and he goes, "The group with the woman wearing the hat?" I'm like, no, to the right of that, He's like, the two guys with the woman? I'm like, no, the table with the redhead and the man wearing the glasses. And he looks at me, and he just kind of listens. Look, you mean the table with the brother that looks like me?
Fair enough.
Yeah. It gives me a smile like, you could have just saved us a lot of confusion by just saying the table with the black man, but I'll get somebody over to get you some drinks.
But I'm glad. I mean, that's on him.
It was on him.
Because it's like, come on. I'm not a small person. And I was sticking way out because I saw you were talking about what you mentioned it because I could look dead at the man. I'm sure you could look dead at me.
Yeah, I was waiting for y'all to wave or something. Like, help me out. Like, I'm trying
When brothers, when they in some place and they don't know each other, they just give each other down like, hey, I see you.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't go for that. I didn't know.
Y'all telekinesis was off that day.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I was hot too.
Okay.
I mean, just because I didn't take my shoes on, that don't be, I was ready to be invisible just yet. But, yeah.
So we're there for over an hour. We get only one drink, but the drink was
really good.
The
Those are good
seasonal
drinks,
old
yeah.
fashioned they have over there. There's like a cranberry. I don't like cranberry, but it's delicious. I would
They did well.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would have killed for another one, but I mean, it was so good. I bumped up our dinner because we had a late dinner at the California Grill, and we were able to get it moved up. So we messaged him and Lowell to come meet us over at the California Grill, and we get over there because it's kind of wearing on, and our dinner was really, really, really late, and so we managed to get it perfectly arranged for firework time. So we had a California Grill reservation right during the Magic Kingdom fireworks.
Nice.
And the hostesses at the check-in stand was really just cool. One was just like a Disney history buff, and she starts going into detail about the history of the resort. She's telling us about the Nixon's "I'm not a crook" speech, and I'm like, wow, which ballroom was that in? She points out the ballroom, and me and I go check it out. Go stand in the Nixon ballroom, like, oh my God, this is so cool. We get called upstairs for dinner, so we go check in. They hand us the menu, and what do you know? Another prefix meal. This time at $89 a person.
Oh,
yeah. He's handling this well because when we were there, he looked at me like, "Would you believe this?" And I was like, "What?
I was pissed.
And he showed me like, "Look," and I was like, because we had just did Kubi Thai right the night before, so I was like, ah.
Well, I don't like apologizing to my wife when it's really not my fault, but it was kind of my fault because I didn't check the menus, but I've eaten there before, so I have no reason to think that they would do something like this. And so I'm kind of frustrated with me, and I have to turn to my wife again and say, I'm sorry.
And she turned red, and it wasn't because it was hot outside that time.
Yeah, they did that for the 50th. Like that was the message, was that, hey, we're changing this menu. It's a special 50th anniversary menu, and it's prefix. But the 50th is over, and it has not gone back.
And it's the only option.
The
Yes,
only option.
it's the only
Wow,
option.
that's crazy.
And I really think it's because people were making a reservation to eat dessert and watch fireworks, and they want to be able to maximize the value on every seat that's in there.
I can see that, and I totally get that, and I bet you there are people who are doing that. I think we ran into a couple of them. There was a couple of people. I'll get to that later. I wanted to kill.
Ooh, there was some sights up in there, though. Oh, my goodness.
I knew my daughter was not going to eat $89 worth of food.
No.
She just wants chicken nuggets, chicken tenders, anything like that. That's all she wants. And me, I just wanted sushi. And the only sushi options were under the appetizers. Well, in accordance with the prefix menu, you could only pick one appetizer, one entree, one dessert. So I'm not happy at all. And I kind of was, I don't know, I felt bad because our waiter, he had no personality, but I was also kind of being not a dick, but I was kind of being
were
like
questioning what was happening.
What is this?
Yeah,
why is, and he was understanding. So we're scouring the menu looking for something that Lily is going to eat, and there's just nothing that she's going to eat, let alone to justify the $89 cost. So I tell the waiter, look, man, my daughter is just not going to eat any of this. Can I just please take her downstairs to the Contempo Cafe and get her something to eat, and we'll just take it right back up here, bring it up, and she can eat it right here at the table. And he just kind of looks at me like, all right, fine, whatever, dude. Like, you've been a pain in my ass ever since you sat down. Fine, go get your daughter whatever she wants to go get.
Yeah.
So I go down there with Lily, and what do you know? Like, it's, pizza, a couple of hard-boiled eggs, and some Baby Bell snack cheeses.
And some grapes.
Yeah.
Grapes.
Yeah,
yes.
that was included in with the pizza, and she ate way more than she would have for the $89 getting the miso glazed salmon or the prime rib or whatever the hell else they had over there. And that's just my number one problem with these prefix menus. If you have a kid who's older than 10 but younger than 15, you're getting ripped off.
Yeah. Well, it's nice that they let you do that too. I bet if it was a character location, they wouldn't.
Oh, well, yeah, that is true because the very next day we go to Storybook at Artist Point and Lily had just had 2 hot dogs at Typhoon Lagoon. Oh, maybe it was the following day. Had 2 hot dogs. And I told the woman, I'm like, well, she's fine. She's not hungry. She's not going to eat anything. She's like, well, you're still going to be paying for her to sit here. And I was like, oh.
It's a experience.
Lily, find something because that's what we're dealing with. But while this guy is in accommodating mood, I decided to push my luck. And I'm like, look, dude, I don't want an entree. I don't want a dessert. All I want is sushi. Can I just get 3 sushi rolls? Like, I just want 3 of the appetizers. Guy looks at me and is like, yes, so we can do that. And he walks away. Sure enough, I got 3. Now, look, $89 for 3 rolls of sushi is ridiculous. But at least he was compromising, and I got what I want out of it, and I felt better for it. And immediately right after that, I'm at the table. I'm online. I'm double-checking is Narcoossee's prefix? Is this prefix? Is that prefix?
Yeah, it was eating you up.
I was checking everything at that point in time.
Yeah, I was eating you up.
The other cool thing about California Grill was that we got to catch fireworks on the observation deck, which was great. We almost got to see the electrical water pageant, too, because I saw the electrical water pageant moving into position, and I grabbed Lily because that's me and her thing. We always used to see it at Narcoossee's, but I knew Narcoossee's when we were going to go, it was going to be too early, so I pulled her out there. And there are these, I don't know if they were annual pass holders, locals, or whatever, but Disney know-it-alls.
Okay.
I guess they were outside, and they were just preaching their knowledge. Oh, my God, at this point in time, they did this, and at this point, they did it, And I go out there, and we're sitting there staring, like, all right, well, any moment, the thing's going to start. Oh, no. You're looking at the electrical water pageant. It's already done. They do it over there. They don't come back and do it over here. No, they're done. They're just holding there until the fireworks are over, and then they're going to leave. I was like, oh, well, okay, thank you. Appreciate the tip. Go inside, finish your meals. Fireworks are getting ready to start. Eli, me, Lil make our way to the back observation deck. Anna and Em hit the front observation deck. And as we go out there, what do I see? Electrical water pageant pulling away, playing the Stars and Stripes Forever as they finished up. And those people were standing right over there. Do you know those they never even apologized. Didn't even apologize for causing us out to miss the electrical water pageant. No one sent anybody in there to go find us. Nothing. I was mad. But at least we got to see the fireworks, and that was really cool. I don't know if I've done that since I proposed to Anna out there. Yeah. When we left, we went to the Contemporary gift shop. Eli found the massage chairs. And let me tell you something. When Eli's in a massage chair and that thing's getting moving, his milkshakes brings all the boys to the yard. And he was jiggling up a storm over there.
That's right. I had a big meal. I wasn't afraid to let nobody see it.
That's right.
The truffle shuffle.
Oh, yeah. Everybody was like, oh, my God. I was like, what? I paid $20 for this. You get the show for free. I'm saying.
So that was our second day in Disney.
Oh, man. That sounds like
Nice.
fun.
Yeah.
Never a dull moment in there.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear about your experience with Tron. I look forward to trying it myself one day. I don't know when, but someday soon, hopefully. But yeah, I look forward to hearing the rest of y'all's trip with more fun and stuff, I hope.
Oh, yeah. We're going to drag this out. You'll be hearing about our trip next year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's great.
Real.
All the way through the 500.
I was like, I'm going to have a trip report coming up here. Are we going to have time?
We're going to have to bump you, Rachel.
That's all right.
Advanced trip report
Port
reservations.
reservations.
Yeah,
That's what we're
that's
doing
fine.
here. Yeah.
I'll take notes. We'll
Okay, a
remember.
prefix menu for that.
Prefix bid, yes, sir. Yeah, look,
Yeah.
if you want to book a trip, man, we're about to tell you how to do that in just a little bit. Well, guys, we hope you enjoyed that discussion about the dining plan as well as their trip in May 2023. Look, if you want to learn more about us, magicourway.com is the way to go. There you'll find our social media links, past episodes, and more. Also, if you want to get in touch with us to share your opinions on anything we talked about today, you could do it through the following ways. First, shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com, or second, call or text us at 1-815-MOWEEKEND. That is 1-815
Mo Weekend.
669-4226. And we have a couple people do things outside of the podcast. First of all, Eli does things with comics. Eli, what's up?
Yeah, man. Hey, thank you very much for that that good shout out there. And yes, help me go on more trips so I can have more adventures to tell you, so I can feel more inspired to make more stuff. And you can see all that stuff on www.ivorycomics.com, where you'll see Project Geisha, The Molly Be Damned, and of course Savages. These are all 48-page, fully colored books. The only ad in them is for the Magic Our Way podcast. So that's more pages a book than Marvel, DC, anybody does, because they throw more ads in them than what I do. And I'm just one guy. And there you go.
Hey.
On top of that, you can see interviews, blog posts, and of course, a link to this podcast so you never miss a beat, never miss an opinion, never miss a trip report, you never miss some insight about dining, but you get all of it. That's how Synergy is, and that's how we do it right there. So please go ahead and support the indie arts, www.ivorycomics.com. On social media, I hang out there every now and again when I can, so facebook.com. You can see me under Eli H. Ivory as long as you're a real person. Just lovely to meet you. But if you're a bot, I do not need to greet you. I do not want to give my identity over to you. I've been in the grid. I've been digitized. I know what you look like. Okay.
And if you're a vulture, get out of here.
Oh,
Yeah.
the vulture, I ain't even got $1 for you. That's some creepy stuff. I don't care what anybody says. If you see a vulture in an unsanctioned environment where you're not expecting it, don't give it to him.
Don't let him fool you, Rachel. He's dated a lot of vultures over the years.
But
Hey.
And elephants too, but they're still dangerous.
Oh, the animal kingdom.
And they never forget.
Never forget. I worked in zoos. I've dated jaguars. Big stories about that. Project Geisha has a Facebook page, so facebook.com/Project Geisha. There have been some people that have posted up some likes and stuff there. Appreciate that. Instagram. Just go ahead and show the social media love there as well. eIvory504. And of course, on Twitter, I can be found at HeadCocktail166. So if you appreciate the madness, you just bringing me the gladness. Bring on the animal kingdom. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And if you want to book a vacation to see Eli's Animal Kingdom, you could do so through Rachel. Rachel, how do they do this?
Yes, I would be honored to help your family book a vacation for the rest of 2023. A lot of people are still booking 2023. And now for 2024 as well, if you are interested, even cruises out to 2025. So lots of stuff available. So you can get me at Rachel, RACHEL, at magicourway.com, or you can find me on social media. I'm at R, just the letter R, Family Magic on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and YouTube. And I would just love to help you make some magic for your family and have a wonderful vacation. So please reach out. It is at no cost to you. A little bit of your vacation dollars come back to this podcast, and it's included in the price of your vacation anyway. And I can help as much or as little as you like. So please reach out and let me know.
Awesome, y'all. And if you want to access all the information we just mentioned, go to magicourway.com/about us. Also, if you want to elevate your support of the Magic Our Way podcast, go to patreon.com/Magic Our Way. There you'll find 6 awesome tiers to support this show. Any way in which you could support the show is deeply appreciated. We also want to thank you for being a loyal listener, and we always love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are always welcome in the Magic Our Way podcast, so make sure you get in touch with us today. So, Mohicans, we say Quaharini. My name is Kevin.
I'm Danny.
Magic out.